Welcome, my name is Christian from Codeware, and in this video, we'll be discussing the new features in Shopfloor. We'll start off by looking at our projects. Projects are an optional feature that you can use to further organize your data within Shopfloor. By creating a project, the jobs that you have can be organized into different groups. Just think of the project folder as a way to further organize your work within Shopfloor. On the highest level, we have the project, which again, you can organize your jobs within. And for each job, you'll have your equipment. And for each piece of equipment, you'll have a welded or multiple welded joints that your welders will be completing. And with that, it'll carry us over to our next feature that makes creating your weld joints as well as the jobs and projects even easier. Importing welded joints is now available for piping and structural equipment types. Previously, only an XML3D file could be imported to create welded joints for the ASME vessel equipment type. With the Create Joints tool, not only can the weld joint be imported, but a project and job can be created as well during this process. By utilizing the CSV template provided, multiple welds can be created all at once. Let's walk through an example. In our example, we'll go to the upper left-hand corner of the screen so that we can select our menu. Here under Fabrication, we'll select Create New Welds. By selecting Add Weld Joints, we have the option to upload our CSV file or to input our joint data manually here in this table. In this example, I'm going to upload for our CSV template. So here I'll select Upload Data File. And here is where you can download your template, which will look something like this in Excel. In this example, I'm going to be creating two jobs. And within those jobs, I'll have one piece of equipment each. Once I'm happy with this file, I can save it and then select the file to upload to Shopfloor. Here, when I select my file and open, the joint data is imported directly into the software. And as I click Next, it's going to be checking for some of the values. Here, it couldn't match up with a shop location, so I can use my drop-down menu to select the correct shop location. If they find an exact match, that will be confirmed here so we can proceed. And I'll repeat this process with our worksite. So here I can update with the correct worksite location. In this case, we didn't add a project. This is an optional step that we could add, but I'll skip for this example. In this example, our jobs did not already exist, so the software is going to be creating these jobs for us. Once I confirm everything looks correct and click OK, the jobs will be created as well as our welded joints. Here, if we want to continue uploading more joint information, we could continue to upload. If not, we can close our import dialog and jump directly to the job. For piping and structural equipment, we can define classes, which are used to determine required inspection and testing for the welded joints. For each piping or structural class, the material, weld procedures, testing and inspection requirements are defined to ensure that the QC team is meeting these requirements. Within the QC dashboard that we'll talk more about next, we'll see deficiencies if these test and inspection requirements are not met. In the new Welding QC dashboard, the QC team will be able to assign welders and welding procedures to each joint. If a welder is not qualified for a procedure, the software will give an explanation for why that welder is not qualified and prevent you from proceeding. Additionally, the QC team will also need to assign tests and inspections to each welded joint. As these joints are completed and the status of your tests and inspections are updated, the software will give you a table summarizing the completion and passing of each of these tests and inspections. All of this information will be summarized within a Traveler PDF that can be printed directly from Shopfloor. If your welders have access to Shopfloor, you may give them permission to assign themselves to a weld joint. During the weld claim process, the software will check and make sure that the welder is qualified for that joint. Once the joint has been stamped as complete, The continuity log will be updated and the QC dashboard will reflect the completion of this weld for the QC team. The WPS Joint Search tool can help users find the appropriate WPS in their organization based on your joint details and find standard WPSs that are available for purchase through the AWS. For welding procedures written to AWS D1.1 or D1.3, the Joint Search tool can also be used to help write pre-qualified welding procedures. If you have any questions or you'd like to see a live demonstration of the software, please reach out to us at 941-927-2670 or by emailing sales@codeware.com. Thank you for watching, and we hope you have a great day.